Okay, I hope this never ever happens, but let's just say tomorrow my bank account was whipped, my Instagram accounts were deleted, and everything was gone. If I had to start all over again, no money, no social media, this is exactly what I'd do. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Natalie, CEO and co-founder of Boss Babe. If you're new here, this channel is all about supporting ambitious women. I share no BS, straight to the point strategies on building a personal brand, growing on social media, and starting or scaling your online business. If you are into that, I would absolutely love for you to subscribe to the channel and join our growing community. So before I dive in, I want to share a story with you. I've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, like even before I knew what the word entrepreneur was. However, I didn't really have an idea. I had really no idea what I was going to be doing. So while I was in university, which they call college in the US, while I was in university, I was trying to pull together a business idea. And, social media wasn't really the same thing that it is now. I wasn't seeing a lot of entrepreneurs out there doing this kind of thing, but I knew that it's something that I really wanted to do. I was trying to get a business idea off the ground and I just couldn't. I didn't have anything, but I got offered a really good graduate job. This is the kind of job that people in my degree, I did business, were dreaming about getting. And so my friends thought that I was the luckiest person in the world that I'd gotten this job. And the starting salary was incredible. I would have been able to move to London. The sign-on bonus alone would have paid off all of my student debt. So on paper, it was perfect. And here I am in a ton of student debt, no money to my name, and feeling like I didn't want to do the job. I really didn't want to take this job. It didn't feel aligned with what my big vision was for my life. I wanted freedom. I wanted to travel. I wanted to earn more than that. Yet I had no idea. So I can't believe I did this, but I called the company and I said, hey, I want to come work with you. I'm going to accept the offer, but I don't want to start until I've had 12 months to do my own thing. And they were like, okay, we'll start you in 12 months then. Everything's good to go. We'll see you in 12 months. So I said to them, okay, I'm going to go travel the world. And, that's what I'm doing with my time. But really what I was doing was trying to get a business idea off the ground. I remember making this commitment to myself. Okay, the next business idea that you have that has legs that could work, you're going to go all in on. So I came up with the idea for a supplement company, powders that you would put into smoothies and blend up, which now is normal. At the time, it wasn't normal. People were like, what's maca? What's goji berry? They just didn't know. So I wanted to get this business off the ground and I had not a single penny to my name. I had no marketing budget. I had no idea how to even go from having an idea to getting a product manufactured. But I knew if I could just get this off the ground, then I wouldn't have to take this corporate job. So I'm going to share with you what I did because I didn't have an Instagram and never mind having a following, right? I decided I was going to go ahead and do this business. And so I give myself 12 months. In that 12 months, I ended that 12-month period with nothing. So what I mean by that is I didn't have a product. It took me so long going back and forth with labs on like a shoestring budget to get anything pulled together. So by the time the 12 months was over, I didn't actually have a product, but I had an Instagram following. So what I did over those 12 months while I was, manufacturing and learning how to do this in my kitchen, in between that, I was teaching myself everything I knew about Instagram. And I spent that time building an audience, which meant that I think it was about 15 months after deciding to start the business, I actually had something to sell. When I went online and sold it, I was actually selling to over 60 countries within just a couple of months. And we got a call from one of the biggest wellness retailers in the UK asking if they could stock us in over 230 stores. And this was all from my Instagram following. And I focused on just a few core principles that I would do if I was starting all over again now. And that's really informed what I'm about to teach you here is those core principles. Because imagine, let's say you're in a corporate job right now, but you want to start a business. Imagine if in 12 months you could quit your job, launch something and be shipping to over 60 countries to be stocked in over 200 stores. Like imagine what that would do for your business and the freedom that it would create. For me, it creates so much freedom of finance, location, schedule. And that process taught me so much. So I'm going to dive into it and really, really share with you what those steps were that I did then and that I do now. So firstly, I had to focus on money. Cash is king in business. And I had to, have enough money to get something manufactured and then know, how to spend it, how to allocate resources, all of those things. But starting out, I didn't have any money. So what I did was I started doing social media for people on the side because I was already teaching myself how to do social media. So I wanted to do for other people. So I had, I was allocating a few hours a week to doing social media for other people, and all of the money that I was getting, I was putting back into my business. So I wasn't saving a penny. I was purely putting all of my money into my business, hoping that this was going to be an investment that would really, really pay off. Okay, so I was just, working on the side, getting that money, putting it in. And what can be really tempting when you're an entrepreneur is if this side hustle is working, you spend all of your time there, or if the job is paying well, you spend all of your time there and you're not spending enough time in your business. Now, I had to be really, really clear from the beginning. I will not work more than X amount of hours per week because my business is my number one focus. And so all my resources went into my business. I was, barely living off anything. I was not spending money on going out. I was not spending money on coffees. I was really on such a budget, and that was really important for me. Then when the business got up and running, I had to learn how to manage my money so well. So I, was deep in cash flow forecasts and profit and loss statements and all of these templates that you can pull off the internet so that I could budget accordingly, so that I knew, when you start a business, you launch, you're not going to get rich overnight. That's not how it works. But I knew that any money I was making, I needed to allocate a certain amount of money to myself, then I needed to put a certain amount of money back in the business. So that was really important. So having a real concept of how much you can afford to invest in your business, how you can supplement your income in the meantime, and then once your business is up and running, how you're going to really manage money effectively. Still to this day, 8 figures later, we're still using cash flow forecasts every single week to manage our money. So building off of that, having, that side hustle to pay for my business, there's one tip that is really, really important. So let's say at your side hustle, you're getting paid $50 an hour. Okay. But you know that some of the tasks you're doing in your business are maybe something that you could outsource for $20 an hour. It would be worth you spending your time in that business and getting $50 and then paying someone else to do the task that would be $20. All right. So I'm going to break this down with an example. Let's say, you're getting paid $50 an hour and you're doing social media on the side like I was. But in your business, you have a lot of admin tasks like working with manufacturers back and forth and you need to do admin, or let's say it's emails or engagement on social media. Admin tasks that you could pay someone else $20 to do. What I would do if I had that side hustle is I would be outsourcing to the $20 an hour person so that I'm actually making more money and still getting things done. So it's really, really important in the beginning to think about how you are allocating your resources really meaningfully, and having support early on can mean a make or break for you to be able to move forward at a faster pace while still bringing enough money in. So really think about, could any of the tasks that you're doing be outsourced to someone for less than your hourly rate? And then as you become a business owner full time and work out what your hourly rate is, you might still continue outsourcing. If you know you can outsource that and spend more time here, you're going to make more money, then it's often worth doing. Another thing that I would do right away is invest in mentorship. So when we're talking about money, this is all money related. When we're talking about money, you're really going to want to save time and save money as much as possible. And in the beginning, that might mean investing money. So I would find someone who has been there, done exactly what I want to go do, and I would ask if I can pay them so they can mentor me. Maybe they've got a coaching program or a course somewhere that I can learn a lot faster and I can save so much time. I can skip all of the mistakes and I can get there making money faster. So I always think about what's the ROI on my time or money, right? Just the same way as we're talking about outsourcing or having a side hustle, what's the ROI? So if I'm putting in X amount of hours per week, then I want to know the ROI is going to pay off. And if I invest it in a course or a coaching program, I know I'm going to make the money back if that person has a proven track record and I'm willing to implement what they teach me. So those 3 things are all around money. But it's really, really important that you have that mindset when you're approaching something new and you know exactly where you're allocating resources and what your cash flow is going to look like. And then the final, but I think probably most important thing that I want to share with you is the kind of difference between long-term thinking and short-term thinking. Long-term thinking is perhaps in a business where you invest money and you don't see a return for a long time. Short-term thinking is you make decisions that are gonna, make things happen in the short term, and it's not necessarily building anything for you in the long term. So let's just talk about Boss Babe, for example, right? Long-term thinking is investing in, say, a brand marketing director, someone that can build the Boss Babe brand, which isn't really generating us any money. We want people to know what Boss Babe is and what we stand for, but it's not really generating us much money. Like, we might grow a little bit on social, people might know us, but it's really a long-term play. Getting PR, if people are talking about Boss Babe, that's a long-term play. We're not necessarily making money from that. I wouldn't say that's a big money generating activity. However, it's somewhat of a priority for us. Then in the short term, that's, running launches. It's putting out promos on social media. It's things that are going to bring in money in the short term. And we decide what percentage of the time will we split towards short term and what percentage of time will we split towards long term. And I want you to think the exact same thing in your business. You know, if you're not a venture-backed company, my ideal scenario would probably be that in a new business, I'd be working 80% of the time on short term and 20% on long term. So what that means is I'm out there getting clients and getting revenue. I am not working on fancy websites, branding. I'm not just trying to get posts out there consistently for the sake of it. I am focused on getting clients and generating revenue and proving that what I'm doing has legs, it's got product market fit. So really, really think about what your split is. So if I was starting from the very beginning, no following, no audience, no money, no idea, that's what I would start with. I'd really start with what is my product? What is my concept? And then I'd focus on putting one foot in front of the other and really being able to spend time on the short term, bringing in revenue so that I have a business, so I can actually justify a business versus this expensive hobby. Then I'd put a certain percent of my time towards, that long term, whether it's your email list growth or your social growth, things that might not necessarily bring in clients right away, but they still are going to benefit you in the long term. So I just wanted to leave that with you so that you have a good idea of where to spend your time. And look, I get it. I've been there. Starting a business can be so scary. It can be so hard to know what to do or who to trust. I spent the last 4 years building Boss Babe, and along the way, I have made plenty of mistakes. But the thing that truly allowed me to be successful was investing in myself and surrounding myself with a network of like-minded entrepreneurs who can support me and cheer me on. If I never made the decision to start or give myself the chance to fail along the way and commit to learning, Boss Babe wouldn't exist, never mind being a household name. We wouldn't have put over 120,000 people through our programs. We wouldn't be a multi-million-dollar company. So just think about what could be possible if you took the leap and you believed in yourself and you stayed consistent and took action. So I put together a free training sharing everything you need to know moving forward. In this live training, we'll be covering the exact organic marketing strategies you need to know for 2021 so that you're able to prep everything you need to make sales with ease. You don't need to be a marketing pro to make six figures. You just need to follow a proven framework. If you want to join, make sure you click the link in the description and get in before doors close. With that said, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. And as always, if there's any topics that you want me to cover on this channel, any questions that you've got, drop me a comment in the comment section below and I will get to those this week. And I will see you with a new video next week.